You ready to let the dogs out?
What?
Do what?
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
Join Pet Pals TV's Patty Spitler as we celebrate our furry friends.
Cats, dogs, and all the critters in your family.
Celebrate the bond between pets and people and meet Hoosier heroes saving four-legged lives.
I love it. Good. I'm glad.
It's the Positively Patty podcast.
I can't wait anymore. Me neither.
Now, your host, here's Wish TV contributor Patty Spitler.
Positively Patty podcast. An emergency. Something's going on. The sirens are going off. The tornado's coming in. There's a fire down the street. You have got to leave your house. What about your pets? And we'll find out about all the critters that might be under your care. What should you do to be prepared? Tom Dock joins us, so stay tuned.
Let your imagination soar with Audible. With stories across every genre, from expert advice to fantasy, you'll be inspired to imagine new worlds, possibilities, and ways of thinking. Listening can even lead to a positive change in your mood, habits, and overall well-being. As an Audible member, you'll get to choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog, including bestsellers and new releases. Allow yourself to delve into the spooky this season by listening to classics like Stephen King's The Shining and Pet Sematary. There's more to imagine when you listen. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/imagine or text imagine to 500-500. That's audible.com/imagine or text imagine to 500-500.
Explaining football to the friend who's just there for the nachos? Hard. Tailgating from home like a pro with snacks and drinks everyone will love? An easy win. And with Instacart helping deliver the snack time MVPs to your door, you're ready for the game in as fast as 30 minutes. So you never miss a play or lose your seat on the couch or have to go head-to-head for the last chicken wing. Shop Game Day Faves on Instacart and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Other fees and terms apply.
And now on the Positively Patty podcast, we have Tom Dock. Tom Dock, certified veterinary journalist, also Noah's Animal Hospital. You are the communications manager.
That's very good, yep.
Well, you have so many titles. And also with Pet Pals TV, he is our investigative reporter. We're going to combine all of those separate styles and separate titles and put it all together for what we've been watching in the news, evacuations, of course, hurricanes everywhere right now, and we see, all the people are leaving. That's good. What happens to all the pets? And let's translate this into what might happen if there's a fire, if there's an emergency, a tornado in the Midwest. For some reason or another, you have to leave your house. What do you do about your pets? What can you do to be prepared? Tom Dock, take it away. What do we do to be prepared for an emergency with our pets, which for many of us, including me, they're not just pets, they're family.
They're absolutely family. And I think no matter which family you go to, more than 80, almost 90% of us now look at our pets, dogs, cats, snakes, etc., as family. And then let's even think about livestock. Horses.
Yes.
You know, many people are very bonded to their horses.
Yes.
Their chickens, their ducks. So we need to be thinking about all of these animals. You said something earlier about what do you do with the pets? And let's take a history lesson real quick. Let's go all the way back to 2005, Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, yeah.
The video was terrifying. You saw the little boy with the little white dog getting refused to get on the bus unless you put the dog down. Okay?
Yes. That's true. And I understand. Sometimes they do not let pets, when they're rescuing people, for even some shelters for people, don't let the pets come in. Okay, I get it. But for those of us, again, that love pets, it's like, what do we do? Go.
Well, thankfully, a couple years later, the PETS Act was enacted by the federal government. Basically, it's the Pet Evacuation Transport Standards, and that is basically to say that if you're a state and you have a natural disaster, you have to make a plan for people with their pets and their livestock. So there has to be some option for them, some shelter somewhere. Now, it could be pet-friendly hotels. It could be just going to your family members, in state further away from the coast or away from the tornado area. But you're absolutely right. A lot of shelters say we can't take the pets, and it's for good reason. Allergies. It's don't know how pets are going to react around one another.
And they're stressed too. So you might, they like the family members, but they may not like strangers. So yeah, I get it. Yeah. But still, it's just upsetting all the way around.
Well, have a plan in place depending on where you're located, right? So we're here in Indianapolis,
Midwest.
We're unlikely to get hurricane damage, but we could get flooding.
And
tornadoes. Or what if on one of the many railways that we have around here, a chemical disaster happens, like in Palestine, East Palestine, Ohio, okay?
Yeah.
Many of these things can happen, so you've got to be ready to go. Have an evacuation kit that includes proof of ownership. Do you have that microchip number? Do you have the rabies tag? Have vaccine records. Have enough medication for your pets for at least 3 days. Have enough.
At least 3. That's what they recommend for people and pets.
People and
3.
pets, yeah.
Okay,
You
go ahead.
might need to be prepared to be on your own for 3 days. Food for 3 days. Water. If you are going into a shelter, if you're going into a hotel, take cleaning supplies. Be a good citizen. Don't let your dog, they're stressed. They might have diarrhea. Clean up, right? Take the poop bags along as well. Things that'll make your dog calm down or your cat calm down. Their favorite blanket, their favorite toy.
That's a great idea.
Treats that you can encourage them with. Things to keep them busy during these times when we're in the shelter.
And as you mentioned, I thought about that too, the larger animals. And I know we both are addicted to watching things online. Did you see the 3 dogs that were leading the horses through the water?
I did see that. It was either labs or golden retrievers. Yeah.
It's been a couple, probably last week.
Yeah.
But they were leading the horses through the water, and hopefully it turned out. We didn't see the end result. But it's upsetting for people, and it's upsetting for everybody. I mean, everything on the planet has something to. So do the best you can. I always say, this is a cliche: better safe than sorry. Try the best you can to be prepared. What else do we need to do?
Well, talk with your veterinarian ahead of time, right?
Okay.
Get copies of those vaccine records. Get copies of the rabies certificate. That way you have them and you're not scrambling for the originals. Again, ask for a little bit more medication. Some of these disasters we know about ahead of time. We knew a week ahead of time that Milton was on its way in, or maybe 5 days ahead of time.
Right.
But we don't know if a tornado is going to hit a lot of times.
Yeah.
But your veterinarian's going to work with you, especially if they know something's coming, and they might give you more medication so you have a little stash, especially if your animal needs it on a daily basis.
Right, and keep in mind the age of your animal too. For instance, my Stewie is very old. He requires different to take care of him. I can't talk about it. It gets me upset. But, and Harry is a lot easier to transport for many reasons. And then the bigger animals, and as you said, just, and did you hear the latest that they said there might be a third hurricane out there?
I had not heard that yet, so
we'll see.
We'll see, exactly.
We'll see.
I mean, we're very grateful Milton didn't hit harder than it did and everything.
Yeah.
But you mentioned something with bigger animals, and not necessarily livestock, but people with big dogs or multiple dogs. You've got to find a way to keep them confined, especially at a shelter or a hotel. So leads, harnesses, crates. Get your cat in a carrier. Cats are very frightened. Frightened, and they'll fly away very quickly. So make sure those carriers are secure, that they've got all the bolts to them. Carry them by the bottom, not just the handle.
Right.
There's so many things that we can go into. And, we bring this up at Pet Pals TV. There's a blog there that we can talk about. People can ask us questions there. What should I do in this situation? Happy to answer those questions.
Okay. And you were speaking about if you have large dogs, take special precautions. And you would know about this because you have...
Because I have 4 Mastiffs, so no, I don't know about it at all. But, we talk about you should have 3 days worth of food. That's... For me, that's half of a 27-pound bag. So, I always have an extra bag sitting around. As I open one, a new one's coming in on the shipment the next week or so. So, we've got to get that, stay stocked up with.
And
them.
I've seen your puppies, and they're not starving. They're doing very well.
No. I could probably make the 27-pound bag last a little longer.
A little longer, maybe. Tom Dock, certified veterinary journalist, Pet Pals TV, investigative reporter, and also with Noah's Animal Hospitals, and you see him on TV all the time. He will answer your questions as well. So go to petpalstv.com, look up Tom Dock, and write him a note. And also tell him how wonderful he is. How about that?
Well, I love compliments. That's actually great. But I'm so thankful to be here. I love communicating and educating with people. So seriously, if you've got that question, I'm happy to answer it. If somebody else has that question too.
Yes. That's your treat. Get it?
I get it.
Okay, Tom Doc, thank you so much. Again, go to petpalstv.com. You can see Tom's videos and also ask him questions if you want. And again, you can praise him a little bit if you'd like to, too. That's his pat on the head. Thank you for joining us. Positively Patty Podcast.
Discover more pet-friendly stories at petpalstv.com and stay with Wish TV online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast and discover more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.